All right, I think I can take the lead here. I can start, no problem. So all of you, can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes,
perfect. So thank you for taking time to attend this webinar today. In today's webinar, we are going to run you through our past 2025 achievements or initiatives very briefly. And then Dr. Daniel is going to speak about the research and development at EU Global. Any other opportunity for the research scholars to collaborate for the research projects at EU Global. Dr. Daniel is also going to speak about our recent status on the Erasmus Plus that we have earned and how our student community who are based in the Europe or worldwide can benefit from Erasmus Plus in future. Then we are going to talk about the introduction of the global immersion programs in Malta and Germany, particularly in Munich. Maybe we will launch it in Berlin as well. We will very briefly also speak about 1+1 articulation programs or the franchisee agreements or the online programs as well. And then we will open the forum for question and answers. Our team of the admissions, Neha and Rahul, are here to answer all your queries later on. While you are in the webinar, if any question comes into your mind, please, you can feel free to write it in the chat box and our team will address your questions. Or later on, you can raise your hands and we can enable your mic and then you can speak. All right, everyone. So I begin now with a very short video. It is around 1.5 minutes. So please let me know if you can hear it well. I'm playing it now.
Impact isn't claimed, it's demonstrated. At EU Global, research and innovation go beyond theory, driving real-world change across industries. With 500 plus learners across 17 plus programs representing 23 countries, EU Global is building a truly international academic ecosystem. From global summits to industry-driven conferences, EU Global creates platforms that drive ideas into action. A look into our past conferences. WASM's 3rd International Ambassador Summit 2026, 2nd International Conference on Innovation for Impact, Annual Conference on Innovation for Impact, International Conference Advanced Manufacturing using AI, ML, and Innovation Summit to empower MSMEs. 2 days research conclave, emerging technologies leading towards sustainable business practices. EU Global's faculty have co-authored and contributed to multiple books indexed in Scopus, strengthening EU Global's research impact worldwide. EU Global's faculty and scholars have published multiple research papers across emerging and high-impact domains. Our research explores the future across AI, digital learning, sustainability, and next-generation technologies. Driven by experienced faculty, global researchers, and scholars, EU Global is shaping knowledge that creates measurable impact. Research that matters, innovation that scales, impact that lasts. Join EU Global.
So this is some of our research impact that we had recently. We had, I think, more than 20 plus Scopus publications in the last year, or Q1 or Web of Sciences. We have more than 2,000 learners in our career competency lab. We have more than, this data is not really updated, but we have more than 700 learners enrolled in the last year in our various degree programs. We have a doctoral community of 500 plus learners. So all of this is actually making a huge impact and has potential of making much, much further and the deeper impact on the overall learning community. So the European Global Institute of Innovation Technology, as you have joined and you might be aware of, that it's a higher education institution which is based in Malta, and now we are coming up with a campus in Germany. We have launched the short immersion programs right now in Germany, but towards the end of this year, you might come up with the degree programs as well in Germany. At this time, we are offering both online and on-campus programs. So we have accreditation for both online and on-campus. And this makes us unique because we can do a lot with both the accreditations for online and on-campus. We work very keenly with the educational partners for either only the recruitment agreements or for academic agreements or for articulations or for global immersions or for the industry placement programs. A very brief glimpse of our Maltese campus. It is based in St. Julian's, Malta, which is a very mid of Malta and is surrounded by cafes, a lot of work for students. There are a lot of internship opportunities just next to the campus itself. And yes, you have a beautiful place to live in. Malta is an English-speaking country as well, and for this reason, Malta acts as a good first point of entry into the EU, and it's also within the EU Schengen region. So the learners who are based in EU do not need any visas to travel to our campus, but the learners who are outside the European Union will need the student visa. For the short immersions, they do not need the student visa. They can come on the research and the invitation visa for less than 3 months. European Global Accreditations. So we are a fully accredited institution from the only authority which accredits the universities and the higher education institutions by Malta Further and Higher Education Authority. And we offer the ECTS-based curriculum to all our learners. We also have the UK Ofqual accreditation from Qualify, and we have also one of the bodies associated in the United States for Council of Higher Education Development and an association membership. With all these accreditations, our degrees are generally globally recognized, and one of the bodies, World Educational Services, has already shown confidence, and we are already listed on the World Education Services. Some facts and figures about Malta. It has a low unemployment rate, and as well as EU Global is very innovative. I'm going to speak very briefly about our startup initiatives. Malta is also one of the best startup country wherein for the ease of market entry into the EU. And we at EU Global's Incubator Center, we help the students and our other learners, if they have a business idea and if they want to enter European Union, we can help them to enter with their business idea if our mentors will like it in Malta and as well as in Germany. Higher salaries for the startups in Malta. We always believe that the salaries come up with the skill sets. There is no shortcut to it. So skill set is very important to be developed. And this is the reason EU Global constantly works with its Career Competency Lab to also teach the soft skills along with the hard skills, which every institution teaches, because soft skills lead you to the global mindset, to the innovative mindset, to the entrepreneurial mindset, which further leads to much more earning potential and have the unique positioning of you as an individual, as a learner for our students in the industry. Market is highly competitive. Gone are the days that the degrees only sell. For one particular job, there might be more than 100 applications, and one student has to secure that job and has to then sustain that job, and that can only come with the skills. So skill building is very, very core and central to EU Global. Malta is English-speaking country, hence it is very easy for the international learners to enter and then make their move to the rest of the countries or decide to stay in Malta. Malta has now becoming very strong because other countries, somehow Germany, France, are becoming quite closed these days for the employment, and Malta is coming quite strong in terms of the data for even as the strongest economy within the EU. Vibrant yet a safe environment. Malta is very, very safe. Germany is very safe. So we work in these two countries, and Malta is in the EU Schengen region. This within the EU Schengen region, this gives students to travel within the EU via our various opportunities, for instance, the Erasmus or the traineeship programs or the global immersion in other EU countries as well. For less than 3 months, there is no need for any subsequent visas for traveling within the EU. So why choose Malta? One of the very good schemes for which the EU global programs and the learners are qualified is the Get Qualified scheme for Malta. If the learners get settled in Malta after completing their education, they get the 70% fee refund with the Get Qualified scheme. This makes their overall tuition fee really, really less. The EU Global for 2026 has launched the work-study programs in the key contemporary fields, which are high demand for employability. As I told you that we are focusing on employability because that is the ultimate aim for all the learners to come to Europe and to take an education program so that they can make their way into the work environment. And for this reason, at a very short span of time, we wanted to bring in some programs where there is a high demand. For instance, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, health and social care, IT and networking, web design, hospitality and tourism, accounting and finance, and business and entrepreneurship. In any of these programs, the students cannot remain unemployed if they build upon their skills into any one of these segments. With European Global Institute, the students can join for the diploma programs because Malta is one of the countries which allows the migration and the EU entry for the diploma programs. France is another country because France, every institution is offering diploma programs like RNCP, you might be aware of. Germany does not allow migration on the diploma programs. So we took the benefit of this opportunity to offer these diploma programs so that the students, they come and they join either 1-year diploma or 2-year diploma and then keep on trying to find an employment. With our both accreditations for the online and as well as the on-campus, the students seamlessly move from the diploma programs to the degree programs whenever they get the employment. They can join and convert their student visa to the work visa the moment they get the work, and then they continue to complete their bachelor's degree wherever they are living in the EU, whether in Malta or in Germany or in France or in any other EU country. So they still get the full degree, which is recognized by Malta Further Higher Education Authority. So the traditional universities, they study face-to-face programs, traditional programs with the limited work opportunities, but we are very innovative and we live in Germany, wherein the apprenticeship model of teaching is very, very common. In the UK, apprenticeship model work-study program is very, very common. And this is what we wanted to bring to our all learners, that they start with the diploma and find their way. If they do not find an employment, they can any which ways continue the entire degree later on as well. And if they find work, they convert their student visa to the work visa, and then they continue the degree. The end result is they get the degree. EU Global Work Study programs, the students come and study face-to-face. When they are coming on the student's visa, officially they can work for 20 hours per week. And when they get work employment, at the time they can keep studying the bachelor's degree and they can work full-time for 40 hours 45 hours in a week as their employer says. And the same goes for the master's degree. After completing the bachelor's degree, the students can keep continuing the master's degree with us, either on campus or remotely anywhere in the EU or worldwide. And then the students can continue the doctoral degree. So EU Global is the institution that provides a complete pathway of the programs in their domain offerings. Boost employability at EU Global because we are really teaching students on how to probably be innovative and apply for some of the funded mobility across EU. But yes, the students must be serious. The student must show some sort of academic seriousness. for us to sponsor their migration or mobility or traineeship in any other EU country, because it's also the attitude, it's also the students' performance wherever we are sending the students, either to our own campus in Germany or to any other partner university. We are taking responsibility of that student. Hence, the student must show that seriousness towards education and the seriousness towards making their career. Lifetime access to the Career Competency Lab. I will just speak very briefly in the next slide about the Career Competency Lab. As I told you, with EU Global, all the students get lifetime access to their Career Competency Lab, because knowledge is changing exponentially. One thing that the students are studying today, students are not there to study academics and the concepts per se. They have to have the cognition and the skills to do something, and they need to consistently build upon that. And for this reason, this Career Competency Lab helps them to understand the critical thinking, how to develop the cognition, how to continue to evolve in the work environment, and so on and so forth. Published with EU Global Open Access Journal, we already have our own Open Access Journal. The students can publish and then can boost their profile in the CV. Or we have cooperation with the Scopus and the Web of Science journals. They can opt to publish in those journals. 70% fee refund in the Get Qualified scheme and the mobility possibilities. The same goes for the postgraduate program. I will run through it very, very quickly. All the programs have in the same specializations are there in the bachelor's and are there in the master's, so as to provide a seamless progression to the students. Again, in the master's degree, the students are coming for 1-year diploma, and then they keep pursuing their degree. And if they get the work, at the same time work and study, and if they don't get the work, they can pursue their master's degree on campus. Why choose EU Global? We have shown that quality, because of which we have earned Erasmus Charter for Higher Education. This is a very critical application which is sent to the European Commission. Based upon that critical review, the European Commission awards this status to the institutions, and EU Global is proud to have that status. With this status, Dr. Daniel is just going to explain you that the learners are eligible to have the mobility and the traineeship across EU. In addition to that, the students can also apply for any other research project. There are right now, for instance, 300+ research projects which are open as the fundings from the European Commission. Okay. This is about the Career Competency Lab. As I told you, that we give students the soft skills, career skills, employability skills, along with the hard skills, which is the core skills. Because of the accreditors, we cannot, continuously upgrade the curriculum. That curriculum remains the same, but what helps the students in getting that employment is to consistently learn new skills from our professors in the remote learning, and our learners, EU Global alumni, have access to all our certification courses, which is LinkedIn shareable, which is the QR code and the LinkedIn validity as well. For instance, there are 288 learners last 2 months have studied and earned the certifications from artificial intelligence for researchers. There are 800+ learners who have studied Mastering Portfolio, Your Key to Interview Success by Dr. K.L. Sutton from Rutgers University, who have collaborated with us for offering this course. Okay, so this helps in building the public portfolio, the LinkedIn profiles, all these initiatives, and help EU Global students to shine further. Here are the list of programs. We will send these slides to you, and you can have a list of the programs for which we're taking admissions in 2026. Ms. Neha will explain this to you later on. The admissions process, tuition fees, and enroll in the work.